Good morning, Hank. It's great to have you here in Paris. Look, I'm very interested to understand. I mean, you're coming for this launch meeting of Breakthrough Alliance Europe. Why is it important for you coming from Belgium to be here today?
Good morning, Laurent. Well, I mean, for me, it's quite simple. I think if we look into everything that is happening in healthcare in the world at this point in time, and everything that is happening in the world at this point in time, then I think it's very important that European companies also have the opportunity to grow, to scale faster, to scale in Europe, maybe in Europe first, and then start to meander into other parts of the world, United States, Asia. And I'm hoping to gain a lot of insights here today on what are good ideas to support that and to do that.
Yes, and look, you are actually part of the Medvia organization based in Belgium. For those who are listening to us, an organization in Belgium coming here maybe to create a community with Hôtel, Dieu, a French one, and then HealthTech, a New York City based. Tell us a little bit about these, creating a community and how we can really help the startups and maybe accelerate the growth.
Yeah, well, I think Medvia, and by extension now the merger between Medvia and Flandersbio is a prime example and one of the examples in Europe of clusters that are being made around novel about innovation and novel developments in healthcare and in life sciences in general. But it's my strong feeling, and I'm also convinced that Medvia and Flandersbio at large believe that this can only be done in a strong collaboration. And in a strong collaboration, not only in your local ecosystems, that's where a lot of things emerge and start, but as quickly as possible as a company, you need to start to look beyond your own borders. You need to start to look at least on a pan-European scale, and as quickly as possible also on a global scale. And the only way to do that is by making connections within the ecosystem, but also by making connections between the ecosystems. And that's why we, for instance, have started to organize the HealthTech Investor Summit, which is a pan-European investor initiative, where we involved last year 57 other cluster organizations in Europe, and where we're bonding together companies from across Europe and investors from across Europe, and also investors, the first investors last year of the United States. And that's really the way we need to progress. We really need to bring people together. We need to bring good ideas together, and we need to exploit the synergies between these good ideas.
It's quite interesting what you mentioned. In a way, there is this meeting now happening, beginning of April. The meeting you are referring to is happening in December in Bruges. So in a way, these are a little bit like milestones or big flags along the year for startup to hook on and really accelerate it. And it's very interesting. Also, I like your ideas of saying, let's get this community of people, maybe accelerators, working together. And then maybe here I want to pick a few ideas, as you're going to get a panel during these 2 days between accelerators, I guess sharing ideas or sharing what you do and maybe what works and what you want to push. Can you maybe give to the people here listening to us maybe two, three points that you're going to make during these that is interesting for them to know?
Well, I think one of the points that I'm going to make, and I had already a sneak preview on the questions that we're getting last night, but one of the points that I'm going to make is at the moment that you look at health challenges and complex diseases like cancer, like neurodegenerative diseases, I'm absolutely convinced that there is no mono solutions anymore. There is no. I think it's very simplistic to believe that you can solve a complex disease like Alzheimer with one drug or one solution. So by definition, we will need to move towards combinations of solutions, and the only way to do that is by bringing different companies together and by bringing different innovations together. And by bringing different innovations together across the board from life sciences disciplines. So medical technology, digital solutions, AI solutions, drug development solutions, and really start to integrate them. And we need to find ways to do that. We need to find innovative ways to do that. We are still far too much thinking at this point in time out of the different silos that we have created ourselves, and we need to break out of those silos. That's already one very important point. So it's all about combination solutions and collaboration to get there. That's one important point. The other important point that I'm going to make is that at the moment, and I noticed that at the moment that we talk to companies and investors for the HealthTech Investor Summit that are in Europe, companies need to start to think beyond their borders from day one. They should not wait. They should not start to cocoon and to sit in their own cozy operating environment. No, they need to go outside. They need to go and talk to hospitals, not only in their area, but they need to go and talk to hospitals in neighboring countries. And they need to identify as quickly as possible where will my solution and where will my product create the biggest value, and then focus on those markets first. And not go where not necessarily go only where their local investors are, but go where at the end of the day the users and the value of their technology and their product will be. That's for me a second very important point. And then a third point, I'm hoping also as a result of this that we can break through some of the geopolitical clashes that we have at this point in time and confrontations that we have at this point in time. I think based on science and based on innovation, we should be able to find alliances and bonds again across the world and start to make bridges again across the world, and not what's happening at this point in time, breaking down bridges and living on our own.
And so I like your point, breaking silo, think beyond borders and building bridges. And that's definitely what we're going to do today. I look forward to the insight. It's really great to have you here, Henk, in this great place, historical place of Hôtel Dieu. And so enjoy the 2 days, and we'll catch up to see the insights we get out of this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Laurent, for the invitation.